Today we are going to discuss the most known livestock protector of Turkey, which is the Kangal. I say most known because there are 5 livestock protection breeds in Turkey, which I will put a link in the description, or at the end of the video I will briefly discuss them all so you have an overview. So back to the Kangal. This is one of the biggest livestock protection breeds. It's not the biggest, but still males average between 70 to 90 centimeters at the withers. That's the total range. At the average they will be 75 to 82, 83 centimeters at the withers, which makes them quite a big dog. They can weigh easily over 60 kilograms, but because they are that big, they are still very agile. It's a very good livestock protection breed if you want an active dog. They are much more active than, for example, Pyrenean mountain dogs. Also the coat is sufficient to protect them against the elements if it's not too cold, but also allows them to dispense the heat, which is a good thing in my opinion. They come in a broad variety of colors, but very often this is more of a sandy color type of dog. Also often with a darker mask. This is opposite to the Akbash, which is a variety that is called whitehead, and those coats are often lighter. Also the Akbash is a slightly bit smaller. The benefit of a Kangal type of dog is for a farmer that it protects the livestock against predators, for example bears, but especially wolves. And Kangals are known to easily overpower local wolves. That's part due to their size. They are massive, and also the wolves in Turkey are slightly smaller than the biggest wolf breeds. So in Turkey average 30 to 40 kilograms, and in the Alaskan regions they can grow up to 60 kilograms or above. That's the difference. Also the Kangal looks a little bit like a wolf, but more powerful. Slanted eyes. The connection between nose and head is almost flat. They don't have saggy lips like a mastiff, so you have a nice closed mouth, which I like, instead of those drooling monsters that you sometimes see, which can also be nice, but I do not like them that much. Also for living indoors, if a drooling dog just shakes his head, you will have saliva all over the place, and also if it has drunk water, you can imagine the effect. So back to the Kangal. This dog offers you speed and power and intimidation. So also very often wolves will just stay away from livestock that's protected by Kangals. Very often it's more than 1. 2 to 3 is a normal amount. This is also a good thing because wolves hunt in packs. Also Kangals normally when they are on duty have big collars, a lot bigger than that, but also laced with spikes. So if a wolf attacks them, he will also bite that spiked collar, which of course will damage the wolf itself instead of giving him the advantage. For example, threading the throat of its opponent. This type of dog is big enough, easily big enough to deal also with human attackers. So it has full man-stopping ability. It can throw a man to the ground and also keep it there because of its size, strength and weight. It is easily a bigger, stronger dog than your average Rottweiler, which is already very capable at doing so. So it gives you a little bit of perspective. These dogs need a purpose instead of just being a pet. And you should also take good care because they are very vigilant and you do not want them to attack those that have friendly intentions. Also with other dogs, they tend to go quite well. But all these livestock protection breeds are alpha breeds, so they want to be the boss. And if you have an other alpha or dominant type of dog, it will probably end in a fight, especially if they are the same sex. So please keep this in mind. And the type of dog that a Kangal is, being massively big, massively strong, of working origin, and even capable of killing wolves, you can imagine what it will do with another dog. So please keep this in mind. It's not a dog for every situation. Especially it's a good dog if you are a farmer and the wolf is now reintroduced and you're suffering, because this dog will keep the flock safe and also can double up as a guard dog and family companion. But on the other hand, if you have a lot of other people coming in and out, this might not be the dog for you, because it's that vigilant. And also, it takes a lot of energy for you to keep it released every time when someone is around, so that it doesn't get into problems. So, hope you like this video. I will put a link in the description about the other 5 Turkish livestock protection breeds. And Turkey has a big amount of these breeds and also a rich tradition. And so please feel free to click on that link, or just follow this video. If it continues, then I have put the video behind this one. Have a great day. Today we are going to talk about Turkish great livestock protection breeds, and there's one country that has 5 enormously strong and big livestock protection breeds. First, start with the one that most people don't know. This is the Karadani mountain dog. This is a dog that's different to all the others, with an extremely thick coat and very strong build as well, without being too much of a mastiff type. So you get a dog with resemblance of a Central Asian Ovcharka in big parts. Then you have a dog that's far closer to a mastiff type, the most mastiff and most molosser type of dog, with saggy lips and also extremely big bone structure. This is the Malakli. This dog is different to all the other breeds, except the Bos Shepherd, also that it has a short coat, a very short coat. This is a real strong dog type, especially very strong for its size. Not the strongest, and it will tell you a lot. The strongest is then the Bos Shepherd. Also shorter hair, a little bit longer than the Malakli, but not as massive in build, but it is extremely massive in size. It's one of the biggest dogs in the world, and if you look at the size, the average size of the specimens, they might be the biggest dogs there are, so even bigger than Great Dane and Irish Wolfhound. And all these breeds are of course livestock protection breeds, but this is a dog that can even dwarf an extremely big wild canine, such as the how to say this, Alaskan wolf. The Bos Shepherd is also different to, for example, the most known, the Kangal. This is the most known Turkish breed. This is already a very big, massive dog, but has longer hair and also slightly different build. And it's a lot smaller. But even the Kangal is very capable of dealing with wolves, you might say. So how can it that the Bos Shepherd dwarfs them and the Kangal doesn't? Kangal dwarfs local Turkish wolves perhaps, but those local Turkish wolves are a lot smaller than those wolves found in Alaska. That's the reason. So an Alaskan wolf can weigh up to 60 kilograms, whereas the Turkish wolves I think would be on average between 30 and 40. So it's almost half the weight, and it also has an effect on the size, of course. But the Kangal is very known and brings you the benefits of a massive type of weight in a more of a shepherd type of body, so less massive and very good and agile. There's also the last breed, the fifth breed, which is the Akbash, which looks a lot like the Kangal, but this Akbash means whitehead. You could see it a little bit like a subspecies, but they are different altogether. And FCE registration, I think they were both registered as one breed, also known as Anatolian Shepherd. But this, according to Turkish shepherds, is wrong. So now we had one country and 5 livestock protection breeds. How can this be? All those breeds appeal to different needs, especially the Akbas and the Kangal are a lot alike, but all those others are vastly different as well. And the livestock protection breeds can be seen as a land race. So what that means is, depending on the land they were used on and the specifics that come with it, they've developed a certain little bit different type. So also, for example, the Ovsjarka that I mentioned is very close to some of the Turkish breeds, and whereas, for example, the Alabai would also be close to some others. If you, for example, would cross Akbas and Malakli type of Turkish breed, you would be close to an Alabai. It's not the same. I'm not saying that it is the same, but that's the reason. The dog here on the leash is my Patterdog Terrier, not a livestock protection breed in that sense of the word. It is used to protect livestock, especially poultry and sheep, lambs, against foxes and badgers, by going into the foxes and badgers dens, or fells as they call them. Therefore they're also known as fel terrier. And the fel is like a rocky den, and deal with the predator there. Have a great day.